Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, man, you guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And we are going to continue, continue with the LeBron James constant Nat live stream. Because I ain't done. I am not done, ladies and gentlemen. I got more to talk about because there is more to talk about because I told you that the hour live stream, I think it was like an hour long, was cringe as hell from the beginning to the end. Cringe. From LeBron James going in there and giving the dude gifts, to LeBron James shoot up all those bricks, to LeBron James giving that cringy motivational speech at the end. My God. Cringe as hell. LeBron James at 40 years old hanging out with a 23-year-old YouTuber. A 23-year-old YouTuber guy who's famous for nothing. He ain't got no talent, man. These people are famous, ain't got no talent. Back in the day, you had to actually have talent to be famous, to be somebody. Now, all these people, everyone's somebody now. I'm not anybody, but guys, and that's somebody. Got LeBron James, and I want to talk in this video how this clown LeBron James, he gave Constant a watch, a very expensive watch, and he gave Constant and his whole crew a bunch of LeBron James sneakers. He gave out the new LeBrons, man. The new King Jameses. The 23rd edition of the King Jameses, right? With the crown molding around it, right? He made that commercial. He gave these guys all a pair of the new LeBrons because that's the only way he get rid of these sneakers. He ain't selling them. He got to give them away. So LeBron James skipped Lakers practice, skipped out on his teammates to go hang out with a kid and give some sneakers away. We're going to talk about this video, guys. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world. Everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, you know I am truly, truly humbled, man. Much respect to all you guys out there that continue to roll with me, man. It means a lot. And you guys know what to do, man. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. And sometimes they're just to have a laugh, right? Sometimes these videos are to have a laugh, guys. Because, you know, sometimes we talk about how the reality of these situations is comical. All right, we're not finagling this video footage. I didn't make this video footage up. I didn't make LeBron James skip out on the Lakers practice and go hang out with a YouTube weirdo. I didn't make him do any of this stuff. LeBron James is doing this stuff on his own. Like we always say, no one's hating on LeBron James here. We're not forcing him to do these things. No one's making him say these kinds of things and shoot those shots. That's LeBron James, man. He wants to go out there and do this kind of stuff. We're going to clown him for it, man, because once again, they're promoting him as the most skilled, best all-around, greatest player of all time. All this stuff, I'm not buying it, man. And I don't think really most people don't buy that nonsense. And every time you see LeBron James go out here and put on a show, a quote-unquote show, it's more the same from LeBron James. But I want to focus on, in this video, guys, what I want to focus on is another segment of this live stream. So like I said, we talked about the shooting of the bricks and the clanging and the comical, you know, shots of LeBron James, right? We talked about that. We talked about LeBron James and that cringy motivational speech that he gave at the end of his live stream. My goodness, man, he crowned himself at the end. Dude is cringe, all right? Like I said, no class on LeBron. I tell you, he was cursing. You're there on a live, right, with your kid. Your daughter's there behind you. And there goes LeBron James cursing. I think he said his nieces were there or something like that. He's cursing with all these kids around because LeBron just got no class, man. He cannot speak without using MFer or the ish, or the F word, or the N word, or the billion bros, or just talking dumb. I'm LeBron, you know, or talking about himself. The only time that he seems to be able to talk clearly is when he's talking about himself. If he ain't talking about himself, then he sounds, you know, like a straight fool. But in this video, we are going to focus on how LeBron James skipped out on the Lakers practice to go to this live stream to cut this dude's hair. Cutting hair? We're cutting kids' hair now? I cut my son's hair. I've been cutting my son's hair since he's probably about 5 years old. I've been cutting his hair, maybe 4. I've been cutting my son's hair. And I'm not a barber like that, man. It's taking me time to become, you know, good at it to where my son, you know, I have other people now asking me to cut their kids' hair. They see my son's haircut, and they're like, hey, where'd you get your haircut from? Oh, my dad does this. Then I got people asking me to cut their kids' hair, and I'm not like that. I don't want to cut no one else's kid's hair, man. That's too much responsibility, man. I don't want to jack some kid's hair up, man, and, you know, a parent be mad at me. I always think about that scene from The Barbershop, right? When he cut that chunk out of the dude's hair. Remember that kid had the little chunk he cut out, and he was like, yo, man, you move. He's like, I didn't move, man. Like, I'm not trying to have that happen to me, man, with a kid, man. I remember one time, my son went with my wife to like a hair salon, right? And they actually asked my wife who cut his hair. And she said, oh, my husband does it. They actually offered me a job on the spot. They didn't even know who I was just because they saw my son's haircut. They offered me a job right there. They never met me. I wasn't there. I didn't have a portfolio, a bunch of other, pictures I can show. Hey, I cut these kids' hair or I did these hairstyles. They offered me a job as a barber right there in the salon because of the haircut I did to my son that they saw. But I ain't like that. But anyway, we're talking about cutting hair. I'll cut my son's hair. I ain't cut some other weirdo's hair. And like I said, man, they actually had a live stream where you promoted LeBron cutting my hair. LeBron cutting my hair. Like I said, this is just some weird stuff, guys. Weird stuff. Like I said, to me, it was really cringy that LeBron James, at 40 years old, is hanging out with a 23-year-old, Consonant. It's weird to me. Like I said, LeBron James Jr. wasn't there. It would make more sense if LeBron James Jr. was there and he was hanging out with Consonant because they're pretty much the same age. But LeBron James is hanging out with a dude he's 20 years older than. Like I said, it's just cringe as hell to me. I mean, like Michael Jordan wasn't hanging out with 20-year-olds when he was 40. Like I told you, you're hanging out with a guy who ain't got no talent. What's Consonant's talent? What's his claim to fame? What is he bringing to society? What is he adding? Nothing. He ain't doing nothing for society, man. I told you the dude's a straight clown. A little goofy kid. Don't know nothing about basketball, man. Don't know nothing about NBA's history. The dude never even played sports. You could tell he ain't played no sports, man. The dude spent more time getting tattoos and growing his hair than he ever did playing sports growing up. I told you, I watched that live stream. That dude ain't make a single shot. There's no one guarding these guys out here. The same thing with LeBron James, a professional basketball player, not being guarded by anybody, being able to take his time, take these shots, the man was still throwing the bricks. Constant, you can tell he never played basketball. You're asking LeBron James for advice on your shot. And like I said, in the beginning of the live stream, LeBron James starts it out by giving Constant a gift, right? He gives him a box, right? A little box with a bow on it. And Kai goes crazy. Oh, my God, I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it. LeBron's like, yo, you know how to hold you down, man. You my boy, man. LeBron, how is that your boy, man? The dude is 20 years younger than you. How is that your boy? Like, how are you guys on the same level? I don't understand this. Like I said, how old was Constant when LeBron James was in the finals in 2011? How old was he? He was like 8 years old, man. I'm so confused. Like, Constant, like, you're a LeBron James fan, but you weren't even around for half his career. You don't even remember half his career. Like, I'm so baffled by this stuff, man. I tell you, it just doesn't make any sense. You would think that he'd be like a Steph Curry guy, maybe, if anything. Or maybe maybe a Giannis fan or something like that. But he's a LeBron James guy. Doesn't add up to me at all, man. Once again, these young kids, this is a LeBron James fan base. But he gives them a box, and Constant gets all crazy. And then he opens a box. It's a watch, right? It's a watch, an expensive watch. Great for Constant. Give a damn. Not really into jewelry like that. I never was into jewelry. Maybe because I don't have any money. Maybe if I had money, maybe I'd be into jewelry. But I never was really into that stuff, man. I remember back when I was growing up, or when I was a teenager anyways, in the 90s, I remember that, gold chains were big, like the Cuban link. Yo, you got to get a Cuban link chain, man. I remember one of my friends had this really nice Cuban link chain, right? His family had some money, man, and he had a nice chain, right? And I remember one time we were hanging out down the Bronx, right? We were visiting one of our friends down the Bronx, man. And this is like, I want to say this is like 98, guys. Maybe like 1998. I was like 18 or 19. Yeah, it was like 98, I want to say. 99, somewhere around there. It was before I went to the military. So we go down to the Bronx, and my friend drives. There's a group of us. We go into the Bronx, this dude's house. He was a couple years older than us. And he lived in a pretty bad neighborhood, right? It wasn't like the worst neighborhood in the Bronx, but it wasn't the best neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't where we were coming from, driving down from the suburbs down to see this dude. So anyway, we get down to his house. We're hanging out, man. I can't remember, we were watching a game or something like that was on TV, man. And we were just chilling out, man. And I remember my friends like, hey, I'm going to go down to the corner store. There was like a bodega down the block there from where this guy lived. He's like, yo, I'm going to go into the corner store, blah, blah, blah. So he's like, yo, you want to come with me? And I was like, yeah, I'll go with you down to the corner store. So we're getting ready to leave the apartment, right? And this dude stops us and he's like, yo, hold on. Where you guys going? He's like, yo, we're going to go to the store in the corner right there. So this guy who lives in that neighborhood, knows the neighborhood better than we do, he says to my friend, he goes, listen, man, he goes, that chain that you have on, he goes, tuck that chain away. Don't walk out there with that chain showing. They're going to rob you out there on the corner. The guys who stand on the corner there at the store, they're going to rob you, man. And like, he was dead serious. He wasn't playing no games with us, man. He wasn't lying. He wasn't trying to make us scared. He was telling you the facts. Like, yo, man, tuck your chain away when you go down there or they're going to take it from you. They're going to rob you, man. You can get hurt. All right? These guys are not playing games. They don't know you. This is not your neighborhood. All right? You understand this? So my friend took it off. He didn't even wear it. He left it in the apartment, took it off, and we went down to the store. Nothing happened, right? And we came back or whatever. So to me, I was never really into jewelry like that because to me, jewelry gets you noticed. And to me, jewelry is, I'm not a materialistic kind of guy. Like I said, I didn't grow up with a lot of money. I didn't grow up broke or nothing like that. I grew up an average middle class person, man. But my parents, they humbled me and my brothers, man. They didn't over spoil us or get us a bunch of nonsensical things, So for me, jewelry was never a thing. But, LeBron James gives him a watch, man. No doubt, man. If I was going to wear something, maybe I would wear like a nice watch. Maybe I would. I mean, I don't even like wearing my wedding ring. It annoys the hell out of me to wear a wedding ring. It just really does. I don't like the feel of metal on my hand. And I'm just not a big, fan of metal and like I said, jewelry like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not, man. Now you got dudes wearing nose rings and dangly earrings and all kinds of weird stuff, man. You got guys with belly rings and the nipples pierced now. I mean, it's all kinds of cringe stuff. But anyway, he gives him a watch, man. Nice watch. And then he proceeds to tell, some dude is, part of his entourage, I guess, or the guy who was his butler, so I don't know, some freaking guy that was there. He tells the dude to go to the car, I guess, and get all the gifts. And this dude comes back with a bunch of boxes of LeBron James sneakers, man. And man, LeBron James, and the crew, Constant's crew, they go nuts. They lose it. They lose their minds. Oh my God, the new LeBrons. And they're all like anxious to open the box and they're trying to open up the box. And, you hear the one dude in the background say, like, yo, don't damage the box, man. It's a collector's item. And like they were the Jordans, man. Them joints is not the Jordans, all right? Ain't no one looking at LeBron James sneakers in the box and thinking about, yo, I got to protect this box or protect these sneakers because these are the Air LeBrons, man. Ain't no one thinking about that except for these goofy kids. Like I said, this is LeBron James' fan base. This is who he has to cater to. That's why he acts the way he acts. He acts like a big goofy kid, LeBron James, doesn't he? That's his fan base. That's why they excuse it. They don't care about this stuff because a grown adult would be on board with how LeBron James acts. How can you be an adult and be okay with how he acts? It doesn't add up. Like I said, you have to be a goofy kid, not a grown-up, to be okay with LeBron James. His overall game is basic, boring, and bland. Said, listen to LeBron James speak, doesn't do anything for me, man. Absolutely nothing. I do not believe he's close to the greatest of all time. And I think it's clear as day that he's nowhere close to this stuff. But you ask the guys like Constant, a bunch of these goofy kids, these FYF clowns, these Gold James Kingdom weirdos, these people with the LBJ for King for Life pages, the LBJ history, Witness King James, all these weird pages and channels, man. They're not worth a damn. These guys are not grown-ups. They're kids, man. They're goofs. It's the facts, guys. I'm not lying about anything. These are the facts. All right? So LeBron James breaks out all these boxes of the LeBron, the 23s or whatever they're called. And he breaks them out, man. And it's like, he says it's like a big reflector, right? The sneakers are like almost like a chameleon, right? Where they change in different colors and reflective. It's a weird shoe. And like I said, we're at the point now, and I've told you guys, I said this on a live stream the other day, that it's not always about what the sneakers look like and how they perform. Like if you put a pair of sneakers on and you're like, yeah, man, these sneakers are functional. Like when I wear them, I feel like I'm comfortable playing basketball in them. They have good support, all this stuff. It's not only about that. Example, I've heard people talk about Devin Booker sneakers before, and they like Devin Booker sneakers, and I've seen them before. They're not bad looking Devin Booker sneakers. But I've told you guys what? I'm not representing Devin Booker. I'm not wearing his sneakers. So it doesn't matter if they're good sneakers to wear, if they're comfortable to play basketball in, if they look nice to me. I'm not wearing them because they're Devin Booker sneakers. I'm not wearing them. Same thing with John Morant. I don't know about John Morant sneakers like that, but I'm not wearing them because they're John Morant sneakers. I'm not supporting that clown. I'm not going to support him. So it doesn't matter whether they're good sneakers to wear, whether I like the way that they look. That's not what it's about for someone like me. When you talk about the Air Jordans, I tell you guys, they're special because they're Jordan sneakers. Because Michael Jordan went about his business a certain way. The greatness, the legacy of Michael Jordan. Once again, if Michael Jordan wasn't holding himself to these standards, carrying himself that way, his game wasn't like that, he was a sore loser, a crybaby, a flopper, a team hopper, right? Never took accountability. If he was any of these kinds of things, I would not be wearing his sneakers. I wouldn't support him. Same thing with James Harden. I would never wear James Harden sneakers. I'm not wearing Kawhi Leonard sneakers. I would never buy Joel Embiid sneakers. I'm not wearing a sneaker of a guy that I don't get behind. I'm not wearing Zion Williamson sneakers. I'm not wearing Luka Doncic sneakers. All right? I'm not wearing these guys' sneakers. Until these guys make some changes and I can get behind them, I ain't rocking your sneakers. Like I said, I don't care what the hell they look like. So for LeBron James, man, it's not just about how ugly they are or how, much of bricks they are. They're just awkward and clunky to play in. It's the fact that I'm not buying your sneakers. Same thing with Kevin Durant. Remember Kevin Durant told that dude, he goes, oh, well, man, you already bought my sneakers. I don't care what you do with them. That's what he told a fan who said, I bought your sneakers and this is what you're going to do because I don't give a damn. You already spent the money on them. He goes, burn them. Do what you want to do. I don't care. This is how he feels, Kevin Durant. He don't give a damn about the fans who spend money on his products. Don't care. I would never buy Kevin Durant sneakers. Never. Yet I see people buying his kicks. I'm like, oh, yeah, these are hot, the KDs. I ain't buying no KD sneakers, man. Dude's a clown. He's a cornball. I'm not supporting him. Say I wouldn't wear his jersey. I'm not walking around with Durant's name on my back, man. Get out of here. I'll be embarrassed to do that. I saw someone walking around with a Ben Simmons jersey this summer. That's embarrassed. You're not embarrassed to wear a Ben Simmons jersey? I saw someone wearing a Joel Embiid jersey. I would be embarrassed. James Harden, embarrassed. Paul George, embarrassing. LeBron James, embarrassing. Who wants to wear these guys? Zion Williams. I'm not wearing a Zion Williamson jersey. A Kawhi Leonard jersey. Come on, man. Stop it. These guys are clowns, man. I'm not buying an SGA jersey. SGA is a good player, man. But that dude wears lip gloss. He wears sports bras. The way he dresses, man, like I tell you, like a feminine dude, man. I'm not getting behind that dude, man. I ain't wearing his sneakers. I ain't wearing his jersey. That dude is, like I say, he's a glitter dude to me, man. He wears nail polish. I guarantee he paints his nails. Guarantee he goes and gets his feet done. Guarantee it. Wears lip gloss and sleep masks. All this kind of weird stuff, man. Thong sandals. Probably wears thong underwear, these dudes, man. I'm not messing with these dudes, man. So anyway, he gives out the sneakers to all the little kids out there. Right, because the only way LeBron James can get rid of his sneakers is to give them away. No one's buying these things. That's why I laugh. They'll talk about, oh, LeBron James got all these followers, all these, fans. They love LeBron James. No one's buying his sneakers. I don't see anyone wearing the sneakers. Guys, I'm at a high school. High school, not elementary school. This is a high school now I'm at. I don't see no one wearing LeBron James sneakers, dude. Nobody, man. No one. I told you, I see a lot of these busted New Balance sneakers more than I see LeBron James sneakers. I see a lot of these busted Crocs than I see LeBron James sneakers. See a lot of Steph Curry's more than I see LeBron James sneakers. I see Kobe's and obviously Jordan's way more than I see LeBron James sneakers. I told you, I spent the entire 2 weeks down in Wildwood, New Jersey, the beach, on the boardwalk. Thousands and thousands of people every day going through there. Different countries, different states, different walks of life, different backgrounds, nationality. It didn't matter, man. I ain't see no one wearing his sneakers. But every time I turned around, I took a picture, Jordans, left and right, guys. Left and right. I tell you, it didn't matter if it was a white dude, a black person, a female, a guy, a kid, an adult, an old person, a young person. It didn't matter who it was. They were wearing Jordans, man. Everyone understands, right? LeBron James giving out his sneakers to kids. To kids, man. So think about this. LeBron James skipped out on practice, right? You had J.J. Redick talking about, oh, yeah, LeBron James got a sore glute or some glute aggravation. Like, they make up injuries for LeBron James. The dude fakes an injury before the season even starts. He's faking a glute injury now we're talking about. To go to a live stream with Kai Cenat, you faked an injury. You didn't go and hang out with your teammates. You didn't support your teammates. Like, this is what I'm talking about. LeBron James don't participate in practice because he's injured. Okay, LeBron James, but why are you not there? You should be there supporting your team. You should be there with your teammates, galvanizing them. But no, you got LeBron James going to practice. They'll say, oh, LeBron James will be at practice talking. Oh, yeah, LeBron James is there sharing his thoughts. Yeah, he's there on the sideline giving us tips. And why is he not out there? Why is he not there? Because of a sore glute? An aggravated glute? I thought LeBron James keeps himself in amazing shape. Oh, he's in great shape. LeBron James, the greatest athlete of all time. No one could dominate Father Time like LeBron James. But every single season, they tell us, oh, remember last year? Oh, LeBron James, I plan on playing all 82 games. LeBron James said that going into the season, and then 20 games in he didn't. Remember, he was gone for 8 days. He disappeared for 8 days, LeBron James. They didn't know where he was. What is this nonsense, man? He don't care about the Lakers. He don't care about basketball. He don't care about none of this stuff, guys. He's not a competitor at all, man. Faking injuries to hang out with a YouTuber, a little kid, a kid. Lame stuff, man. Like I said, giving out your sneakers to these clowns. And look at the thumbnail of this video, guys. Is the screenshot is when they all got the sneakers. They took them out the box, and they all put them to their ear. They put the sneakers to their ear. This is what they did, guys. They put the sneaker to their ear. Like it was a joke, like they were talking to somebody. They were doing this. And I got Jordans right here. All right, I got the Jordans on, the Gore-Tex Jordans, man. Put the Jordans to the ear. They were doing this with the LeBron James sneakers. They were like, yo, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Smells pretty good. Can you hear me? This is what they were doing on the video with the LeBron James sneakers. They're a bunch of clowns. I tell you, these are a bunch of clowns, a bunch of kids, man. Weirdos. Over here, hyped them for some LeBrons, man. I tell you, the only way LeBron James can get rid of his sneakers is by giving them away. Ain't no one going to the store and buying them joints, man. Full price. If people waiting on the line for LeBron James sneakers to drop, no, they're not. They were waiting online for the Barbie doll to drop, but not the sneakers. Weird fan base. I bet you Cincinnati got a bunch of them LeBron James dolls, man. You probably got an autographed LeBron James doll. The dude gave him a watch. Why LeBron James give him a watch? Gave him a watch and some sneakers, man. Because he got 1 million like followers or something like that on Twitch or I don't even know what these platforms are, guys. Forgive me, but I guess he had some record or he set a record or something like that. So LeBron wanted to congratulate him with a watch and some sneakers, man. those terrible sneakers with the worst commercial in history. The king. I told you LeBron James crowned himself after that speech. Crowned himself, guys. After he went up there and clanged up all those shots, he still had enough in him to crown himself. I'm telling you guys, LeBron James is a definition of cringe, definition of narcissism, definition of not having any self-awareness. That's LeBron James in a nutshell, guys. You guys know these are the facts, man. That was a terrible, terrible thing. LeBron James hung out with a 23-year-old YouTuber and a bunch of kids. And like I said, gave out sneakers, skipped out on practice, skipping out, hanging out with his team, skipping out on responsibilities because he got a hurt butt, a made-up injury, another made-up injury before the season even starts. Is LeBron going to play 82 games this year? Nah, he never will, guys. Never will. You guys know the deal. LeBron James giving out free sneakers, man. Ain't no one want them damn bum-ass LeBron James sneakers, man. You guys know the deal. I'll catch you guys on the next one.